Religion without politics. Why belief alone won't save poor nations or poor communities. In today's episode, I want to explore a concept I've been thinking about deeply. It's this idea that poor people's culture is religion without politics. Listening to a Peter Thiel interview recently, I was struck by how deeply intertwined political and economic structures are with national success. Thiel is known as a conservative investor, but he also wrote for the National Review, a publication I only recently began understanding. Hearing him talk about power and societal structures made me reflect on African nations and even on Black communities in the U.S. Part 1. The nature of belief without power. Many poor nations, especially in Africa, have deeply religious populations. Christianity and Islam are major factors shaping daily life. Yet, despite the depth of faith, many of these nations remain impoverished, politically unstable, and unable to create economic structures that provide for their people. And why is that? Well, because belief without power is just hope. Religion can provide moral grounding, purpose, and community, but without a political framework, without systems that support economic growth, property rights, education, and justice, a nation remains stuck in a cycle of belief with no material progress. Part 2. Peter Thiel's insight. In the podcast, Peter Thiel describes how nations need an economic backbone to stand on. He critiques how modern America is becoming a culture of belief without action, driven by narratives rather than production. This insight applies even more strongly in developing countries where colonial legacies and corrupt governments have stripped people of political agency. In these contexts, religion becomes a coping mechanism, a way to find meaning amidst suffering. But it is not accompanied by political or economic empowerment. Part 3. Black women and secular lifestyle choices. This concept also made me think about women in America. Many Black women are becoming increasingly secular, or at least questioning religious doctrines. And why is that? Because belief systems have not provided material or emotional security. There's a lack of commitment from Black men, and many churches focus on obedience rather than structural upliftment. Black women are choosing secular or alternative spiritual lifestyles because belief without power has not worked for them. They need structures that provide partnership, shared goals, economic planning, and community support, not just moral platitudes. Part 4. Belief must be paired with action. The takeaway is simple. Whether we are talking about a nation or a community, belief alone is not enough. Religion without politics, without action, policy, and power will always fail to change material conditions. For African nations to rise, for poor communities to thrive, and for Black women to feel safe and supported, belief must be paired with a functioning economic backbone and a political system rooted in justice and opportunity. Otherwise, religion remains what Karl Marx described it as, the opiate of the masses, numbing people to pain, but doing nothing to end the source of that pain. YouTube storytelling as economic empowerment. So what can Black women do today to build economic power beyond belief systems that have failed them? One answer is YouTube storytelling. Sharing our experiences, our analyses, and even our day-to-day lives creates platforms for passive and active income. It allows us to educate ourselves and each other about systems of power. For example, there are entire groups and ideologies that oppose Black women's existence, dignity, and autonomy. But if we study their tactics, their financial models, and their storytelling methods, we can flip them into strategies that empower us. We can create channels that teach financial literacy, that review legal cases impacting Black women, that analyze political structures keeping us in poverty, and that explore lifestyle choices that build security rather than just entertainment. Monetization comes from ads, affiliate links, paid mentorship, digital products, and memberships, all forms of non-exploitative labor where we own our own time, voice, and ideas, YouTube storytelling becomes a form of secular economic empowerment by creating networks of knowledge and income streams outside of oppressive structures. It's a modern political and economic action packed in accessible digital media. If this video made you think about the connection between belief, power, and your own economic choices, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I post almost daily now, and I break down society, politics, and how Black women can use storytelling to build real security. Drop a comment below sharing how you're using your voice today, and if you want to support the channel directly, check out the links in the description box. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Hello, my name is Olivia. Welcome to my channel. I like to sit around at coffee shops or at the beach and talk shit. I talk about women's issues, feminism, relationships, but mostly being a Black woman in America and how to survive that. Politically, I'm moderate, even though that seems hard for people to believe. I'm very conservative on issues like immigration, very liberal on other issues like feminism and abortion. Thanks for being here.